go. I think we're live. What's up, everybody? We're live. I'm here today with Joe and Eileen. How are you guys doing?
Amazing.
So amazing. Pumped.
I'm pumped too. I'm pumped because this is really fun. As you know, hold on, let me check the schedule. We are 49 days away from Funnel Hacking Live, which is, I cannot believe it's almost here, which is crazy. And so it's fun because I'm having a chance to speak to all the speakers as we're leading up to it. And it's getting me even more excited, if that's possible, for the event that is about to happen and people's lives are about to get changed. So it's going to be awesome. And I'm so excited to be hanging out with you guys today because first off, you guys are amazing. You're in my Category Kings Mastermind. So those who don't know, my highest level mastermind is called the Category Kings, which means we'll be hanging out. We're going on vacation together in like 3 weeks from now.
Yes, water slides.
We're going on water slides. It's going to be so much fun. But I'm pumped because you guys are speaking of Funnel Hacking Live. And a lot of you guys who were there last year, remember Eileen spoke. It was probably one of my favorite presentations of all time. And I'm not just saying that. I've watched it like a dozen times. It was so good. And then after that is when you guys joined the Category Kings and we were hanging out. And I talked to, so sorry, this is Russell. Like I have all these things I'm trying to tell you at once. I wrote the forward for their book yesterday that's coming out, and I told the story. So I'm going to retell part of the story because it's so cool. So a lot of you guys know I've been speaking from stage for 20 years now. I've been doing this stuff. I'm studying. I've written books on how to speak and how to present. And at our last Category Kings Mastermind, they got up on stage and they shared this process they call bits. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it blew my mind. It was the biggest, like the biggest advancement in speaking that I had seen in a decade and a half at least. So much so that I went back and like I redid my whole presentation before the Funnel Builders presentation, and it crushed it. And I want to thank you guys for that. Anyway, so that's what we're talking about, speaking. So, and this is the first time I've done with two people at once. So let's do this. Eileen, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone first so they can know who you are? And then we'll go to Joe after that.
Yeah. And Russell, I have to say, you demolished that presentation online. You were just like, I was freaking out. I was yelling. It was so,
the whole audience was
he did the thing. He did the, yeah.
And then and I'm a funnel builder. And it was, the kids were screaming. It was
so much fun.
So yeah. What's up, guys? If we haven't met, my name's Eileen Wilder. And I have the privilege of doing a company called Elite Speakers with Joe, and we help people with virtual events and speaking. We love it so much. We come from a ministry-based background. I used to be a pastor for 20 years. And right before we started this company, I came to a little conference called Funnel Hacking Live. Woo! And all I knew was ministry up until then. And then my husband was actually Uber driving to support our family because we weren't making too much, less than $30,000 on our ministry salary. And I came to Funnel Hacking Live, and that's where I met you, Russell. And you like just blew my mind. And I saw these people walking across the stage getting awards for making $1 million. And I was just like, what is happening here?
Right.
Where am I right now?
There are way too many people walking across the stage making $1 million, right? It was amazing. Yeah.
I think Eileen just froze.
Yeah, I think she did, but
she's in a hotel room right now, so we'll give her hotel internet.
No worries. So Russell, Eileen and I, that was literally 2 years ago. Like Eileen went to Funnel Hacking Live, and it just absolutely changed the trajectory of her life. About 1.5 years ago, we met and we started doing events, and the game started changing very, very quickly. And so in this interview, if it's okay, Russell, I want to teach everyone like the #1 success principle I've learned like in my entire experience of business now, that took me from literally being homeless 3 times to, after going to FHL, learning some of the things that I'm going to share with you here. Like now we're literally have days where Eileen and I did $1 million in a single day. Right. So it's crazy.
And Eileen's back. Sorry, you froze for a second. So Joe picked up and kept running.
Yeah, it's so good.
So Joe said he's going to share his #1 success secret, but only if everyone wants to know, because we can keep it. We can like save it for Funnel Hacking Live, or you can share it now. People in the comments, you got to let us know what you want to do.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. Like, are you in? Right? You want to see it right now? So I'm going to tell you this, and then we'll show you at FHL. We're going to show you like how. And actually, before the end of this video, I'll show you guys how you can access like doing this right away, even before FHL. So that like, would it be okay if you started getting some results before you even got to FHL? That'd be sweet. I'll show you guys how to do that.
Okay. Results in advance.
Results in advance. Money, love, speed. Let's go. Russell, you know how like when your kids are in like maybe 8th grade, 7th grade, and they're transitioning into high school. And as a parent, like how many of you listening, you got kids and you're like, you're worried about how they'll feel and be accepted when they get to school.
Yep.
Because, and this is funny because as parents, we violate the rule that we know to be true. We tell it to our kids all the time, but then we don't do it. Here's what I mean. So imagine little Johnny's going to 8th grade, right? And he wants to like be awesome and wants people to like him, but he's a little unsure of himself, right? You remember this from when you were a kid or when your kids just went into school and they're like, like I want to have friends and I want to be accepted and stuff like that. And the scariest thing, Russell, tell me if you've experienced this, is like worrying about how the world will make your kids believe about themselves. Does that make sense? Yeah. They're like, as a parent, I'm afraid. And I remember being there as a kid. And the reason we're worried about that is because like, what happens if the good kids don't accept them and the bad kids do? Tell me in the chat, like what would happen if the good kids don't accept them and the bad kids do? And all of a sudden, instead of hanging out with all the cool kids who are getting good grades or making a big difference or going places in their life, it's the kids who are doing drugs in the bathroom or the gangbangers that your kids get accepted by. What's going to happen? Good or bad?
Bad.
Why? Because we already know, like, who you hang out with affects your results. Who you hang out with affects your results. And so the kids, like, if you're unsure of yourself, right, and you're hanging out with people, like, you get affirmation from them. So here's the point. Here's the big idea. Eileen, when you and I started getting in the room with people who were doing big things, the number one biggest thing that happens, the biggest change that ever happened in my life happened because I got in the room.
Yeah.
Speak more on that, Eileen.
Yeah, well, it's like you can't change yourself. And so the atmosphere you have to get, I heard an entrepreneur say that the number one quickest way to change anything in your life overnight is to change your environment. All you got to do is change your environment, change where you are, go to a new place, go to a new house, go have a new experience, get on a boat, whatever you need to do, just like change your environment. But one of the fastest ways to change your environment is get to an event or get to a conference or get to where a speaker is, because the atmosphere and the environment will change you.
Denzel Washington said it this way: if you hang out with 5 healthy people, you'll be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 millionaires, Denzel Washington said, you'll be the 6th. And so we all know as parents, like, there's power in proximity. Everybody say that. There's power in proximity. Right?
Proximity.
Right? But so often what we do as parents or what we do as leaders is like, we don't get in the room, Eileen. And so because we're not in the room, can I tell you what happens when you don't get in the room? If you don't get in the room, you settle. Somebody say, don't settle.
Don't settle.
Don't settle. Right? When you don't get in the room, you are now no longer like connecting to the thoughts and ideas and beliefs of the people that you want to be like, the good kids, the people who are succeeding. And so when you're not in the room, you miss stuff. You miss moves. You miss opportunities. You're stuck in the prison of your own thinking. But when you get in the room with people who are having success, when you get in the room with people who are doing great things, when you get in the room with people who are doing the things that you want to do, all of a sudden, your immersion in that room, how many of you already know it's true? Your immersion in that room starts you to get thinking like them. And when you think like them, you act like them. And when you act like them, you get what they got. Like, that's the game.
It comes back to you, Eileen, the story you were telling before you froze. Like, you were at FHL, your husband's driving Uber, you're watching these people come on, you get to comedy clubs, and then you froze. But like, that's what happened from you moving forward after that, right?
Yeah, 100%. And you told the story on the stage. I still remember it. You said, you don't have to know everything, like all these big gurus and all these super smarty pants. Because I was sitting in the back like, all I know is like the Bible. Like, I literally, like, I didn't have a funnel. I didn't have a ClickFunnels account. I didn't know what marketing was. Like, and there was like OTO and CPL and bump. And I was like, you told this story about Frank Abagnale and how he was like a con man and how he was a professor, I think at a college, maybe BYU, I can't remember. And he, like later when he was like maybe a professor and he was teaching this whole group of students. And later when the police apprehended him, they were like, dude, like, how did you teach a college class? And Frank Abagnale was like, oh yeah. Like, all I had to do was just stay one chapter ahead.
Yep.
And when you told that story, I was like, oh, I was like, even somebody like me, like, I was like, all I have to do is just stay one chapter ahead.
Yeah.
Like, I have something that I could contribute. You talked about the call to contribution. I was like, what do I have? Like that I'm one chapter ahead of someone else that I could help and serve and maybe even sell something one day to that person. That changed absolutely everything. From FHL, we had our biggest financial breakthrough ever 3 months after FHL. And then that helped me hit my first 2 Common Club awards. So
cool.
It game changing is the understatement of the year. It literally was getting in the room has the power to shift everything almost overnight.
Yeah. It's the biggest thing. Like, I look at my life too. I was very similar. I was starting my business. I was at home. I had no friends who were in this business. I was like lonely. I had, everyone kind of was teasing me. And then, man, this is almost 18 years ago now. There was an event. And so I was like, I'm going to go and see if there's, I want to talk to somebody about this stuff that I'm so passionate about. And I showed up and I'm in this room. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not weird. There's other people like me and they're passionate. They're excited. And like, this is like, it validated the whole thing for me. I think a lot of times for some people, it's getting the validation. Like, this is real. This isn't fake. You see people getting 2 Common Club awards. Right. Like, okay, my peers, they're sitting in the audience with me are doing this. Like, this isn't just like the famous speakers. This is like, everyone's doing that. And it gives you belief. And when you have belief, then it works. Like, I did a video a little while ago about how, like, I've never met somebody who was skeptical who had success in anything in life. Like, skepticism is the biggest killer of success, right? Because like, oh, I'm skeptical. Oh, like, it's like the people who are successful ones who buy all in. Sometimes they fall on their face. They don't, but like they buy all in, they go and do it. And if they mess up, they try it again and try it again. And then, wow, those are the people who are always successful. It's the people who just, they come and they get the belief. And so that's one of the major reasons for the event is get in the room. We can give you the belief you can do it. We can give you the tools you can do it. We can give you the people. Surround yourself with these people that help you do it. And then you just go and do it. And that's the game we're playing.
It's the game of immersion. You actually taught me this, Russell, back in the day. It's like when you immerse yourself, and this is the problem. Like, there's people who will not go to FHL this year because they will convince themselves that they're busy doing other things, or they'll convince themselves, well, I'll just learn stuff from some YouTube videos, or who knows, right? And it's like, that's not the way the world works. Like, the very best like when you want results fast, the fastest path is to immerse yourself in the thinking and beliefs and paradigms of the people who are getting the results that you want. And that's what happened for me. Like, my first time going to FHL, Russell, like, all of a sudden I was awakened to a new world. And when you're immersed in that world, here's the other thing that happens is your expectations of what's possible changes. And if you don't get in the room, what happens is like you never even get that expectation, and so you never hold yourself to that standard. My first 2 Common Club award, like, I was so upset, Russell, when I didn't make it the first year I was unbelievably upset. Why? Answer: by being in the room, my expectations of myself changed. And when my expectations of myself changed, all of a sudden I started getting in other rooms with people who were meeting the expectations that I wanted to live out myself. And it's only because I was in the room to get the expectation change that allowed me to pursue with the belief and passion and intensity I needed to pursue it with to get the award. And so your expectations will change. How many of you want to have a different expectation in your life? Because some of you are hanging out with some people who have low expectations of what's possible. Some of you are hanging out with people who are in the struggle bubble, and because they're in the struggle bubble, they're telling you you'll always be in the struggle bubble. Well, let me just tell you a little secret. If you will get in the room with some people who have some higher goals and some higher vision, you may say, Joe, God, it's too high for me. It's too far away from me. I can't really access that. Of course it's too big for you. We want to take you somewhere where you haven't been before. And to go somewhere you haven't been before, you're going to have to immerse yourself in a new level of expectation. And Russell, thank you for putting on FHL. Because by going to FHL in my life, my expectations changed. And when my expectations changed, everything changed. So, guys, do not miss this opportunity. Somebody say, get in the room.
Get in the room.
Let's go.
And can I bribe them, Russell, to get in the room?
I was going to ask you if you want to bribe them. Yes. In fact, let me while you're bribing people to get in the room, I'll throw this link. This is how you get in the room. If you don't have your tickets yet, You go to funnelhackinglive.com. Let's see. Oh, there you go. You go to funnelhackinglive.com. There's the link to go get your tickets. And again, we are 49 days away from it going live. You guys need to be in that room. It's the room where it all happens. It's the room that happened for you, Joe, happened for you, Eileen. It's the room that's changing entrepreneurs' lives around the world. And so now it's time for them. So yes, what bribes do you have to make sure people take the action to go grab their wallet, run to Funnel Hacking Live, pull their credit card out, and actually like do the thing they've been thinking about and like being nervous about? What do you have to push them over the edge?
Eileen, did you want to say anything first before I go?
You say it, Joe.
Okay, here's the deal. Is it okay if we show you how, like, can I show you how I got to my 2 Comma Club award really, really fast? Would that be helpful? Now, here's the cool thing. What if I told you that you could access a training to help you start getting results immediately before you ever went to FHL? Like if you just went, watch the training I'm going to show you how to get, you get that training, you go ahead and start implementing. Eileen, we've had so many students, like they go do this, and I can't share numbers here, I don't think, but they do really big numbers. Let me put it this way. I bought my mansion in less than a month by doing what I'm going to show you to do in this training. So if you can't make your several $1,000s back as a result of just doing this really quick, and by the way, Eileen, is this like the most leveraged, time leveraged thing in history?
Yeah, you don't need a big list. You don't need a ton of time. You'll see it inside the training. You'll see it'll make sense, because this is the way that people have had cash infusions, collapsed time frames, and changed lives throughout history. Joe?
So when you buy your ticket for Funnel Hacking Live today, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to give you our free training on how to do a half-day masterclass. For our clients, we call them 6-figure speakers, right? And that's the goal, like to help them do 6 figures by selling a 4-hour masterclass. That's the goal of it. No income claims or anything like that. But I'm telling you, person after person, and how it changed my life and helped me build it. You get that for free, along with a $224 million per year case study from a company who ran the play. We're going to show you when you buy your funnel hacking ticket. They ran the play and grew their company with this one strategy to over $200 million a year. If you want the strategy on how to do that and how to make a bunch of money before FHL, buy your ticket now and you get that bonus. That's our bribe.
I'm not gonna lie, you just sold me. I want the $224 million case study, because now I'm like so insanely curious on who that is and what it is and how it is. And I want to stress also that like the thing you guys are teaching is super unique. You guys sell high ticket stuff. There's a lot of people who sell high ticket things, right? Some people do it through like doing a 3-day virtual event or a live event or different things like that. And I remember at the first Category Kings meeting, you guys said, "Oh, I think there's 3 ways you guys sell people high ticket." And one of them was this half-day event. And if you remember, I was like, wait. And I freaked out. I took notes, and then I was like, "How do you do it?" And then you guys told me how we did it. I ran the play. Me and Allison Prince did a half day to model what you guys did together, and it crushed for us. And so, this is something like, if you got a half a day between now and Funnel Hacking Live, so sometime in the next 49 days, that's the 59, 49 days, somewhere in the next 49 days between now and Funnel Hacking Live, take a half a day, do the play that you guys just taught them. They make at least, if they do it wrong, they should make enough to cover their ticket and flight in hotels. But they do it correctly. Again, they can eat sushi when they're at Funnel Hacking Live the entire time. And of course, we actually feed people almost every meal. So you get free food at Funnel Hacking Live too. But yeah, they can run the play and show up and have made the money before they even showed up. Like results in advance, like you're talking about. Like do the thing. Go watch Joe and Eileen's training. Execute, do it in the next 49 days and show up at Funnel Hacking Live. And maybe you can get your 2 Comma Club award before you can get there, which would be fun.
What? Let's go, Russell.
But you only get it if you go to funnelhackinglive.com and get your ticket. So make it happen. Get in the room. Say it. Get in the room, right? It'll change.
You guys want to mention what you're going to be talking about at Funnel Hacking Live? We just like got so excited. Eileen, what are you guys planning on talking about at Funnel Hacking Live this year for everybody?
We are going to be talking about the secret of events, doing events. Now, like, if you really think about it, your life, everyone listening, probably was changed at an event. But what you may not know is like events are the quickest way to get a cash infusion and change people's lives. It is crazy town what can happen in an event. So we're going to be diving deep in our session, 4-hour masterclass, 2-day events, challenges, so many ways to do them, so much fun. Right, Joe? Events can be super, super, super fun.
I'm a believer. Let's go. And the greatest event you could possibly go to.
Yeah.
To get you going to the next level. And I don't say this lightly because I help a lot of people do events. But the most game-changing event in my life, and I think you'd say the same, Eileen, for your life, for your business life, is Funnel Hacking Live. You must get there. Do not miss this moment. Get in the room. Change your life. Change your family's future. Make a bigger impact than you ever thought possible, all because you made one decision go to funnelhackinglive.com. Get your ticket.
Thanks, you guys. Well, everybody, that's the thing. The party's starting. We're 49 days away. It's going to be happening whether you're there or you're not. The only question is, you're going to be in the room while it's happening. If so, I mean, imagine, like, let's say a lot of you guys have been to Funnel Hacking Live in the past. Some of you guys haven't. You're like, oh, do I go? Do I not go? Like, imagine yourself in a year from now. A year from now, you're like, oh, Funnel Hacking Live's happening again. Should I go or not? It's like, man, you missed the, like, it's the Chinese proverb, like, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time's right now. Like, right now is the time, you guys. Like, yeah, you should have been last year. You know, been there 2 years ago when Eileen showed the very first time. You knew where she's at today, but like now it's like, you want to get where she's at, you got to start today. So 2 years from now, you're doing what she's doing. You can be on stage speaking, and you know, like it's time. It's time for everybody. So
it's time.
Go.
Anyway, so Joe and Eileen, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for speaking. Thanks for being there. I can't wait to be hanging out. We got a vacation we're doing with the Category Kings in 3 weeks. We'll be hanging out with our families, having some fun, relaxing time. And then Funnel Hacking Live right afterwards. Then like the week at Funnel Hacking Live, ClickFunnels 2.0 launching. Like this is like the season of momentum. It's time to get momentum, you guys, to be here. So much fun stuff's happening. But it all begins with you taking that leap of faith, going to funnelhackinglive.com, getting your tickets, and then getting Joe and Eileen's bonus, going through the training, and making some money before you even show up. So those who already have a ticket, don't worry. We always want to reward you guys. Their training will be in the members area. When you go to funnelhackinglive.com, click on members login. It'll be inside the members area. I'm not sure if it's there yet or not. If not, we'll get there next couple of days. And if you don't have a ticket yet, so you just sign up, go to members area, and then it'll be there inside of there for you guys to go through before you get there. But you got to act fast too, because all the speaker bonuses are expiring, I think, in a week from now, and then they all just disappear. So yeah, this is called urgency and scarcity, my friends. This is how we get you to move, because I know that going to an event, there's a lot of things like, okay, I gotta get time off. I gotta, figure out to my kids, my spouse, you should just bring your spouse with you. Makes it way better experience. But yes, they get there. We understand it's a big commitment, but I promise you, we will not let you down. Funnel Hacking Live will change your life. So
100%.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you for paying attention. And we'll see you guys all in 49 days from now at Funnel Hacking Live. Thanks, everybody.